The Yankees wrapped up a 7-game homestand on Sunday as they fell to the Rays at the stadium, but it was a solid homestand for the Bronx Bombers as they now head on the road for the next 7 games. Time to talk some Yankees baseball with New York Post Yankees beat reporter. That would be Greg Joyce. Greg, how's it going? It feels like it's a little bit better vibes around the Yankees lately than the last couple of times we've spoken.
Yeah, they definitely changed it up a little bit over the last few weeks. Some more encouraging signs as they get some guys back, so they're definitely seem to be on the upswing at least.
Yeah, it seems like they are on the upswing. However, on Sunday, the Yankees lost 8-7 to the Rays in the series finale of their 4-game set. They got the series split with the Rays, but they had a chance to get within 6 games of the division leaders. So is getting a split with the Rays this weekend a disappointment in your eyes?
I think it's always a little bit disappointing when you end it on a loss. It kind of feels a little bit similar to their series last weekend at Tropicana Field when they had a chance to win the series in the rubber game and then lose that one, especially the way they did. And then this one, losing the series opener and then coming back with 2 comeback wins, had a lot of good feelings going into today, and then another tight game losing that. So I think there's always some disappointment there, but they played the Rays tough over these last 2 series. I think it was really kind of a barometer of where they were at. And they came away 3-4 against them in 7 games. So obviously they would have liked to, squeeze out 1 or 2 more wins against them. But, the fact that last weekend, all 3 games were 1-run games, this weekend, split the series, seems like they're pretty evenly matched. I think especially there's some of the games that I think the Yankees there felt they should have had, but all in all, considering where they were a few weeks ago, the feeling around the team, seems like they, come out of it all right. And tell you what, it'd be a heck of a playoff series if it ends up being that way. Got a long way to go before then, but they still got 6 games left this season too. So it should be, the season series is going to be a fun one to finish out.
Yeah, it should be a fun one between the Yanks and the Rays. And when you look at the Yanks recently, we've been talking about how they've played. They went 5-2 with this recent homestand with 2 quality wins, as you mentioned, over the Rays. What are some takeaways that you have from this Yankees homestand where they had a positive record?
Yeah, I think it was important to see the offense showing some signs of life. Obviously, a lot of that came against the A's, who were at the bottom of MLB, and just those games kind of seemed like a joke, the way they swept them and had some laughers in there. But the first game against the Rays in this series, they only scored 2 runs. But since then, the Rays pitched the Yankees pretty tough year in, year out, and to put up the kind of offense they did over the last few days, I think was some encouraging signs. Obviously, having Aaron Judge back is huge for them. Anthony Rizzo has been a rock all season. Anthony Volpe has shown some more power in the last few days. Harrison Bader coming back has provided a jolt. And even, Oswaldo Cabrera, we've seen over the last few days, started to look a little bit more like he did last year at the plate, which would be huge for the Yankees because left field's really been a tough spot for them. So if he can get going, that's huge. That being said, as good as the offense has been, I think on the pitching side, Nestor Cortez, they need to get him right. They have some guys like Johnny Brito and Clark Schmidt who are there as kind of placeholders until they get guys healthy in the rotation. But Nestor Cortez is the guy they need to lean on throughout the season and in the rotation. He's had a little bumpy his last few times out. So I think they kind of need to get him, right the ship with him. And if they can do that, that'll be big for them going forward.
That would be big for the Yankees going forward to get that pitching rotation, getting that right. Next up, we always got to look ahead, Greg, for the Yankees. 7-game road trip starting north of the border in Toronto for 4 games, then off to Cincinnati for 3 games. What are you keeping your eyes on with the Yankees during this road trip?
Yeah, I think first off, obviously a lot of the attention has been paid to the Rays, and rightly so, obviously with the start that they've had to the season and just the fact that the Yankees have already had 2 series against them. But, the Blue Jays are another tough team right above them in the AL East right now in the standings. And the Blue Jays are coming off a sweep of the Braves, so they're no walk in the park. They're going to be a tough opponent. It's a 4-game series. The series up here in Toronto are always tough. The fans get into it, so I think it should be another really good series, another test for the Yankees in this division. There's no matter who they're playing in the division this year, it seems like it's going to be a battle. So it'll be another good one with the Blue Jays. And then as far as the Cincinnati series, the one thing to watch out for there is potentially Luis Severino could be back. That series finale a week from today on Sunday. They still have to figure out whether he's going to make another rehab start on Tuesday. That could be his last one, or they could, if they want to build his pitch count up a little bit more, they could send him for 1 more after that. But the earliest he could be back is Sunday, a week, May 21, I believe it is, in Cincinnati. So that's one to watch out for if they can get him back on this road trip.
That'll be interesting to see if Severino does come back on this road trip. Either way, the Yankees hope to bolster their pitching rotation with his return, and they hope to keep the bats hot as they've been recently on this road trip. That is Greg Joyce, New York Post Yankees beat reporter, who will be covering the Yankees. He continues over the next 7 games. Greg, enjoy the road trip. We'll talk again next week.
Thanks, Dexter. Appreciate it.
Anytime.